Welcome to ShopTalk. I'm Jess.
My name's Jay, and with us today,
Bob.
And Deb Gilman from Sit and Stay Winery.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. So you guys are relatively new, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us, like Jess always says, tell us the story.
Yeah.
How did this even come to pass at this point in time?
Well, we met in the Finger Lakes region of New York, doing wine tasting. Well, we did a lot of wine tasting while we were there. We had a long distance dating relationship for 8 years or so. And once we got married and he moved here.
Longer than that, I think.
Yeah.
We met like back in 2007.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm a retired police officer. She's a former police officer. We're both canine handlers. That's how we met
Really?
upstate
Yeah.
New York at a training seminar.
Whoa.
Cool.
Okay, wait
Yeah.
a minute. So we go, hang on. No, wait a minute. It's like, wait a minute. We go from canine police officers.
To wine tasting, but now I can see the worlds collided
Yes.
Yes.
with the
Hence the name.
Stuff.
It's the name.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Yes.
All right, cool.
So
All right.
we found that we had a love of wine
Okay.
that we had in common. So we did a lot of wine tasting together throughout the years.
That used to be our thing on the weekends, and we just jump in the car and go out to the lake and work the wine trail.
Okay.
We had a lot of wine at home.
And
So were you thinking of, making it at that point in time or just tasting it at that point?
We
tasting it.
were just tasting.
We just like wine. We like going to all the different wineries and trying them all. And they all had music and stuff like that. It was just a fun thing to do.
Yeah. I can relate.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who doesn't? Come on.
Right.
So I was ready to get out of my other career. I still do physical therapy for 34 years, and I was ready to get out of healthcare.
Okay.
And I kept telling them we should open a wine tasting room at our house.
That's always been like their dream.
All right,
We
so-
have a
Yes.
farm at home.
She says that. Deb says that. Bob, you say at that point, okay.
No, this went on for years.
Yeah.
What?
He said no because
Like flat,
Flat
hard no.
I wanted to. We have a historic barn.
Okay.
Our house was built in 1836. And I wanted to have the barn redone and
Okay.
make it a tasting room.
Okay.
And he's like, nope, not at our house. Nope. So we just kept tossing. I kept tossing the idea around like, oh, we should do it.
There
Let's
are
just.
boundaries, right, Bob?
Yeah. So when we found out that Tempo Vino was closing,
Okay.
he looked at me and he said, you should see if he wants to sell it. And I was like, seriously? He goes,
She told me, she
Yeah.
came home, she's like, Alex is closing. And she's like, I wonder if he wants to sell. And I'm like, you might want to go talk to him sooner than later.
The seeds had been planted and
Yeah.
planted and planted.
Wow.
It gets better real quick.
so I was having dinner with a friend that night at High Dive, which is right up the road.
Yeah.
So I stopped in there and I said, hey, I hear you're closing. I'm so sad. And he said, are you going to close or sell? He goes, I might sell to the right people. And I said, well, if you are interested, hit Bob and I up. And he goes, okay. I went to dinner, didn't think much of it. I got home and I had an email from him.
Wow.
Oh.
And he said, let's talk. So the next night, Bob and I went over and we basically had a handshake deal that night.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's quick.
That
And
was
I
quick.
told Alex, because I'd never made wine in my life, I'm like, you need to show me how to do this stuff. So
Yeah.
then the following day, I was up there several days a week making wine with Alex, learning how to make wine.
Jumping right in.
Yeah, we kind of tend to do that on things, so
Yes.
we do it quickly.
Yeah, there was
I feel that.
really no discussion. It was like, hey,
Like,
let's
okay,
buy a
we're doing
winery.
this.
Okay. We
No,
had,
wait. How did you get from the hard no to the okay, we're doing this? Is it just different location and that was good?
Well,
Yes.
we'd been patrons of Alex for years, and
Yeah.
we were very friendly with him, and we knew he had an established business there, and client base, and I was like, well, this can work. We can do this.
And the
she, like
location
I said,
was-
she was ready to get out of what she was doing, and the location was already there, downtown established.
Sure.
So we jumped right in.
You
Yeah.
feel the entrepreneurial juices flowing,
Yeah.
do you not?
I love it.
This is great.
Love it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like 2 weeks in, we were like, God, what did we just do?
We all think that.
yep.
Yeah, I can understand that big time.
Like, oh, I'm quitting my job and I'm going to just. So I did. I quit my full-time job and we literally had no business experience. running a business or anything. So we've been learning as we go.
This is a leap of
It's been
faith.
fun.
Yes,
It
I
was.
love that.
I mean, truly, just a leap of faith. It's like,
Yes.
okay, we're gonna see what happens.
Yep.
Let the wine gods go where they go.
Yeah,
And here we
I
are.
went from being retired to very unretired very quickly.
And we
Learning.
opened.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, so the crash course in winemaking, how did that go?
Good. Obviously, I mean, I'm
Right.
making wine. I'm getting better at it.
Right.
I mean, we went from 15 different kinds of wine when we opened. We're up to like 30,
43.
43 now.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So then, how do you decide? Okay, so as you're learning as you're going,
Yep.
you're experimenting as you're going. How does that work in your mind and both of your minds with that?
Well, we order juice concentrates from everywhere through a company, and they have different flavors. So, like, I'll go through and look at him and say, "Hey, this sounds really good." So he'll make a small batch, and if it is good, then we expand it and make more. And there's, the terrible, terrible job of tasting it is.
That's got to be
Yeah.
horrible. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I feel so bad.
I know.
Yes.
I bet you they need people to do that. Because
I bet they
imagine
do.
it's got to get old, Jess.
They can't do that themselves.
No.
It really. they
Once
need
in a
helpers.
while, if you're lucky to be sitting at the bar when he is
I'll be out back
finishing a
doing
batch.
something. There's people up there. I'll be like, try this because I need feedback. I'm
Right.
It tastes like.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
'cause other than us, I don't want somebody else to taste it.
Well,
And I'll
everyone
put-
has different palates.
Right.
and
Yes.
Like,
yeah,
that
some like
too.
sweet, some like dries,
Right.
and some of them that like dries, I'll put a sweet out in front of them and they'll be like, oh
Nope.
my god, they'll
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's something they haven't had before.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have a lot of guys come in, and I say guys because it's usually guys, and they're like, I don't like wine. And I always tell them, no, you haven't found the wine you do like.
Right.
And most of them will walk out with a bottle after they've done a tasting. I'll make some suggestions, and it just a couple months ago, a guy was like, oh, I hate wine. So I'm like, well, what do you usually drink? And he told me, and I poured him a glass, and he ended up with like 2 bottles when he left. So like,
Wow.
good.
All right. So at Sit and Stay, what's the biggest seller? What is if there's a quote unquote flagship bottle, what is that?
Our house red has sold the most, and right behind that is our blueberry,
Ooh.
with a couple very close behind that. And the thing with some of our bottles is we give back. So our house red is portion of that bottle sales goes to foster care.
Oh wow.
The blueberry, a portion of that, because on our label we actually have pictures of our former police canines, her dog and my dog, Aldo and Paco, and that portion of that goes to the Thin Blue Line Foundation for law enforcement and their families.
Wow.
Thin Blue Line of Michigan.
Yep.
And then our house white is designated to an animal rescue. And we changed that up. Right now we're doing the Animal Rescue Project of Kalamazoo.
Okay.
So
Love that. Yeah.
portion of the bottle sales of that go to them.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So you're talking about people coming in and you're pouring a glass. So for people who haven't been in, what are you going to see when you walk in? Does it look like a bar? Does it look like a winery? Like what's the vibe? What's
We
happening?
have a bar. And then one thing we did when we took over, we opened up the seating. There are lots of different seats now. You can come in, pick a seat anywhere you want, and then you can either buy a glass, buy a bottle, or do a tasting flight. And with the tasting flight, you get 5 samples. We do 1 ounce or 2 ounce samples. We're very, very relaxed. We have complimentary popcorn, something different than
Sure.
most wineries.
Yum.
Not crackers,
You're not
but
getting the crackers if they throw it out
Yeah,
there.
right.
so, and we make it fresh right there every
Yeah, we
day.
got a popcorn machine right on the bar. People love it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, just some music in the background, and usually if you're sitting at the bar, we're going to have a conversation with us, and by the time you leave, we usually know your first name, and you know
Where
our
you're
first
from,
name.
why
and-
you're in Kalamazoo.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
your family.
Right?
yeah.
Right.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, most people don't come in and just sit there like a bar and just keep to themselves. Everybody's very talkative. Everybody,
Yes.
everybody's
Yep.
very inquisitive and wants to know about each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
And
all
that's-
see our picture, our former police pictures up on the wall with our canines, and they look and they're all amazed. They're like, "That was you guys?" Well, that's a long time ago. Yeah.
Obviously, a long time ago.
So you took the leap of faith, and you've been doing this. How long has it been open? That's
10 months.
10
Right,
months.
so
Yes.
biggest learning piece so far. The biggest thing that you're like, okay, didn't know this going in.
Taxes.
Okay, well that would make sense. No, I can believe it.
For real.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a funny story with some of the taxes. I have a friend who has a business, and she's like, "So you keeping up on your sales tax?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Yeah, you're supposed to be sending in your sales tax every month or
Ooh.
quarter." I was like, "Oh." So yeah, there's been some big learning experiences like that
oh sure.
that didn't know, have a clue. Like I said, we never owned a business, so
Don't
Where-
feel bad. I had the same thing, but I was a year in before someone told me.
ooh,
So.
hey,
Yeah, we were about 6 months.
6 months.
It's
Yeah.
half. It's like, okay, there you go.
Yeah,
All caught up now.
we're caught up. And, yeah, no, we're doing good with that, staying on top of things.
I mean, as far as the seating goes too, I mean, we have a patio in the summertime when it's
Yeah.
warm out back, and that, that's got a few tables out there. It seats like 16 people, plus
Yep.
more. And plus, we have a couple high tops. So especially when they do the beats on baits in the summertime on
Sure.
the Wednesdays, that fills right up. And it's nice.
Oh, it's
You can
so
bring
much
it
fun.
pet friendly out on the patio.
We also offer puppy charcuterie boards. So
Wait a minute. Tell me. Hang on. Go there. Hang on. You can't just gloss that one over. Tell me that one.
So if you come to the patio with your puppy and you want to order a puppy charcuterie board, it comes with like natural or healthy puppy food, carrots, blueberries, apples, peanut butter, and of course some delicious dog treats. So we put it on a little board and the dogs can go at it however they choose.
That is awesome.
Yes.
We do offer some white people food too.
Yes, we do have
Yeah,
light people
yeah,
food,
he
but
Alex didn't have food before, and we just said, we got to do something. So we do flatbreads,
Sure.
nice charcuterie boards, veggies and hummus, and some pretzels and bug cheese. And we get, people like that, so they got something to munch on. while
something to
they're
munch
there.
on.
Nice.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah. 10 months. You keep going. What's next? Where does your brains take you to go? Okay.
Well,
This next year.
Yeah. What is
What's
this?
the
What does
next year look
2025 look like for you guys?
so we started off just kind of pouring wine,
Right.
and then we started to add events. So we do live music most of the year on Sundays.
Okay.
We have switched it to Friday nights because of football.
Sure.
So
Makes sense. Lions
yes.
get good, and all of a sudden,
That's I said.
Yes.
I'm glad they're doing good. But
Yep.
they're killing us.
yes. So we do live music every Sunday. We have a trivia night. We do open mic comedy on the second and the fourth Wednesdays of the month. So we'll probably just add some more fun things. We do some of the wine and painting.
Sure.
We did a
some
wine
craft-
and food pairing a
Yep.
couple months ago that went very well. We're going to do a couple more of those.
well, that's pretty
Yes.
awesome.
Yep.
So this is like, I love this because people are always looking for something different and fun to do, right? And so bringing in the music, bringing in the comedy,
Yeah.
The different
Yep.
activities. I mean, this is the place to go.
Well, it's sort of an entertainment destination rather
Yeah.
than just, hey, have a, come
But
in,
it's
grab a
laid
bottle
back.
and leave.
It's not. It's not chaotic. I mean,
Yeah.
people come in like when we do the music on Sundays. It's usually an acoustic guy or somebody with a keyboard singing, and it's just very
Just
like,
chill.
chill place to
It's
go.
very
Yeah.
chill. And
Kind of like both of you. They're both pretty
They're
chill.
pretty chill.
Yeah, I was
they're
gonna
pretty
say.
chill too. Yeah, yeah. Well, so we're talking about people are looking for things to do in downtown, right, Kalamazoo. Why, of all of the places that you could have gone, because you've been to all these different places and wineries and all of that, why did you choose downtown? And well, obviously with Alex, right?
Yes.
That was the main.
yes.
Why do you like being in downtown?
I think I like just the people that come in. Not only do we have locals that have become regulars. You get to know the people. Everybody's very friendly, but we also get the out of town guests that are staying at the local hotels, and everybody has a story, and that's what they come in, and we hear everybody's story, and so it's nice. Just
we get a lot of people that come from Indiana now and Chicago because they've heard about us.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
really
the-
cool.
Yep.
That is.
you get
Yeah,
the
it's nice to hear
foot
that.
traffic,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so there's so much foot traffic. We have big windows that face Michigan Avenue, so there are times when people kind of slow down and look, and don't be surprised if you slow down and look if I'm waving at you and telling you to come in, because I will do that.
Sure, why
They'll come in,
not,
they're
right?
like, all right, some people will see our logo with the dog on it, and they're like, I had to come in just because of the logo.
Yes.
Sure.
Like,
Everybody,
It's so cute.
yeah, everybody expects dogs to be in there,
Right.
but because we make the wine right on site, we can't have the dogs inside. But
Gotcha.
we love dogs. We have 8 rescue dogs ourselves that
Oh
we
my
have
goodness.
adopted. So dogs are our heart. Dogs and wine.
I love it.
So your favorite wine you make? You said the biggest seller. It's like, is there one that you go, okay, I don't care if people buy it or not, this is delicious.
I don't know, because I like the dry wines. She likes the sweet wines.
I'm a dry guy too.
Absolutely.
And I like the Gripsameter that I make,
Oh.
because a lot of people have it. There's a lot of places don't sell that.
No,
People
they
come
don't.
in and they see it and they're like, "Oh, I got to try that."
Yep.
A lot of the sweet wines, like the coconut wine we made, that was something we made beginning of last summer. We're like, I don't know how this is going to sell, and it was a huge hit. I couldn't make it fast enough. after
Really?
that. Yeah, we still make it.
Huh.
And
I would like to try that.
I
one.
bet you would.
Yeah.
The Gewürztraminer sounds really good to me.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
I make a peanut butter and jelly wine that people go crazy over. Some people like it, and some people are like, I don't know. But
That's one of our surprise big sellers.
Really?
Mhm. It's different, but people are like, peanut butter and jelly. Once they taste it, most people love it and leave with bottles of it.
yeah, some of the
Yeah.
wines that we, like she said, we'll make a small batch, and you're like, I don't know how this one's gonna go. Like the Niagara wine we make, and that one, that's one of the other big
That's,
sellers.
yeah,
Yeah,
my
everybody
favorite.
loves that one.
It's
Huh.
a nice light, it's sweet, but not overly sweet. And it has a nice citrus finish on it. So
Ooh.
it's,
Back in the fall, I did a caramel apple and a pumpkin spice wine for the fall season. Everybody loved that. And then we did a chocolate cherry for Christmas. Everybody loved that. Coming out
Neat.
next month, we got a vanilla bourbon and chocolate.
Hang on. Did he just say vanilla
Vanilla
bourbon?
bourbon.
Vanilla bourbon.
Man,
That's,
okay.
that's a dessert wine, and we also have a chocolate covered cherry.
Strawberry.
Chocolate covered strawberry
Oh,
wine.
nice.
Yeah, that'll be coming out
for
Wow.
February.
for February.
That's pretty awesome. All right. So speaking of February, what do we, Craft Beverage Week, doesn't that come up first week of February?
It does. It kicks off on February 1st and runs through the 8th. We have events every day that we're open that week.
Really? Okay.
Yes. We have a Guess the Wine flight. So we will pour your flight, and depending on how many you get right, you get a percentage off. So the more you get right, the cheaper
I
your
like
flight
that.
is.
Okay.
Then we're doing wine and popcorn, where we're pairing with Popcorn City from downtown Kalamazoo.
Right.
We have
Mm-hmm.
a wine and slider, where we're doing pairing with Legacy Table,
Oh.
which is a new restaurant on Michigan Avenue.
Yep.
We have a wine blending night where you get to tell us what you want to mix together. So we might come up with some great new fantastic wines. Take a dry red and mix it with the blueberry and see how it tastes.
Oh, wow.
How
So-
fun.
Yes.
And then we are doing pizza and wine night with Benny DeCata's
Okay.
Pizza, and wrapping up with a wine and cookie flight on Saturday the 8th.
Yum.
That is really cool.
So
So
that is all happening February 1st through the 8th for
Craft Beverage
Craft
Week.
Beverage Week. Yes.
All right.
Right.
So if anybody, they're like, okay, that sounds really great. Where can they go to find out more information about you guys?
We have a Facebook page
Okay.
where all of the events are listed. We have an Instagram.
Okay.
Also, our website is sitandstaywinery.com.
Don't you put everything on Discover Kalamazoo too?
Yes.
Yep.
And Discover Kalamazoo, Downtown Kalamazoo events. So Yep.
Google Sit and Stay Winery, and you're going to find
It's
something.
gonna
we will pop
all
up.
over the place.
Awesome.
Yes.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
So we
Thanks
talked
for
about
having us.
events,
Yeah.
Jess. There's a bunch of events coming up.
There
too.
are.
Yeah.
And, it's freezing cold.
I know,
I don't think
I
it's going to
know.
get warm anytime soon. So
It's-
we're looking for fun stuff to
I
do.
know.
Definitely hit up Sit and Stay because they're always having fun stuff that's going on.
yeah.
We've got Craft Beverage Week. We talked about that 1st through the 8th. February 7th is our first Friday event downtown Kalamazoo, and that is a time to come down, grab a drink, walk around, check out local artists and music that's going on.
Yeah.
February 15th. Super excited. Ice in the Zoo is back,
Fun.
right?
Yep.
Ice sculptures, live ice sculpture happening that day. That event is from 12 to 4 on the 15th. And you might see some characters out there, some chili characters, if you will,
Gotcha.
that will be walking around. We're going to have the Gull Lake ice yachts out there. We had one out last year. Sounds like we might have 3 ice yachts.
Wow.
Curling club. Last year, Western's hockey team was down. We're waiting to see if they're going to make it out. Really
Fun.
excited about
Yeah,
it.
it'd be a good time.
Yeah. And then February 20th through March 1st is Greater Kalamazoo Restaurant Week,
Yeah, I love that one.
which is fun. And they've opened it up. It's not just downtown now, it's Greater Kalamazoo. So we're going to see lots of different places.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, could. If anybody wants any information on where to go for any of these events.
So also Downtown Kalamazoo Shops, SHOPS. Our website.com, and then Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, you can find all the stuff there.
Awesome. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you.
Bob and Deb, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very
I
much.
appreciate it. This is Shop Talk.